What's up everybody, Brad here with the Money Dad channel. In this video I want to go over Bitcoin because there are a couple of patterns shaping up on this chart that I think are pointing towards higher prices here in the extreme near future, maybe a couple of days, maybe a week or so. So I want to get this video out there to notify you guys, maybe get your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know if you think these patterns are going to play out, if you think they're legit or not. So I'm going to show you all that, but I want to just point out first before we get into the patterns, look, Bitcoin was up 3% today. It's up to 57,650 at the time of this recording, or this actual second, because this thing, bounces up and down like crazy. So by the end of this recording, who knows where it'll be. But, this is Monday, March 29th, and the day in the stock market was pretty red. S&P 500 did end up closing right around the flat line, but if you look at the small caps, they got crushed. Everything in my list over here is red. I mean, not absolutely everything, but pretty close, except for the extreme mega cap stocks. Like Facebook was up big today. I have a video on that, by the way. I see a very bullish pattern on that one if you guys want to check that out if you haven't seen that video yet. Apple was pretty close to flat, but I guess technically green. Microsoft a little down, Tesla down. Amazon was up almost 1%, and Google was up 1%. So a lot of the mega cap stocks were up, and that's kind of telling us that we're seeing a big shift from growth stocks and the small cap, the kind of riskier stocks, to the more safe plays, the value stocks. So it's a defensive move. It's not a good sign for the stock market going forward, but it's not the only sign out there. It's not it's not like that is the only thing that's telling us which direction this market is going. Anyway, that's a whole another topic. This video is going to be about Bitcoin. I just wanted to point that out because Bitcoin is up pretty big today on a day where everything else was down. So let's get into these chart patterns, because there's a couple of them shaping up like right this second. I have the daily candlesticks pulled up in TradingView right now, so each one of these candlesticks represents one day, and for Bitcoin that's 24 hours of trading, because it never stops trading. It's 24/7 over the weekend, at night, everything. So each one of these candlesticks represents 24 hours of trading, but these patterns are shaping up in a pretty small time frame. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on these. I'm going to jump down into the 15-minute candlesticks. So let's break that down and make it look a little bit better. So this is each one of these candlesticks is 15 minutes of trading, and like I said, Bitcoin trades over the entire day. It doesn't, it's not the stock market. It doesn't open at 9:30 Eastern and close at 4 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern. It trades, at midnight, at 2 in the morning. Anytime. So you have a lot more data to work with per day, right? These are 15-minute candlesticks, and the 29th, March 29th, starts all the way back here, right? It's a lot different from a stock where you don't have nearly as many candlesticks per day. Anyway, March 29th started right here, and look what we have, this big old bull flag going on right here. And this all happened in one day, right? March 29th starts right here. So you have a bull flag that played out over the course of one day, and it's going to project, it's a bull flag, so it's a bullish indicator for the very short term, because this pattern took one day to form. So we can project, it's probably going to take a day or less to head to its price target. But this is a nice big bull flag. It's going to give us a nice big price projection. And there's another pattern that I found. Look, this is actually the second pattern that I found, but I'm going to talk about it first because it has a lower price target. So I'm going to show you guys this one, the pattern, the price projection, and then I'm going to show you the other pattern that I found that's even more bullish than this pattern. And I published that one already on TradingView. If you guys follow me, my name on here is Important Imports. Made that name a long time ago when I made my TradingView account a long time ago. That was well before any Money Dad stuff. Anyway, you follow me on TradingView, important imports. You'll see every once in a while I publish my trading ideas on here. There's this publish button. You can draw, pictures. You can draw whatever you want on these things. Sometimes people literally just draw pictures, but no, I actually draw, chart patterns, what I think are chart patterns anyway. So let's get a price target from this bull flag, and then we'll move on to the next pattern that is even more bullish, and will have an even higher price target on the next one. All right, so let's do this bull flag. So you start your flagpole like this, right? We'll actually bring it all the way up to the high, so right there. And so we have our flagpole, right? That's our flagpole. So that's going to give us kind of the price target. We're going to use the size of that flagpole eventually to create the price projection. But we also want to make our flag, right? So you have something like this. It's not the most perfect flag, but it's not bad. I would still call that a bull flag. It's close. So you can see now we have kind of what looks like a flag pattern, right? You got a flagpole, you got a flag. It's pretty close. The volume is playing its part. You had this nice big run up in price right here on increasing volume, right? You can see the volume is down here, increases, and then as your flag plays out, the volume decreases. So that is doing its part. So that all makes sense. So what does this mean? Well, this is a bullish, this pattern suggests that we're going to have a breakout to the upside based on the size of this flagpole. So you take this flagpole, you copy it, you paste it. So now we have an exact replica, and we start it wherever we think our new bull trend is going to start. So if we think maybe this right here is our new low, that's the lowest we're heading up from here. Then we start our new bull trend, our flagpole, right there. All right, so we start it right there, and this gives us our price projection. And this is projecting, this is telling us we're going to $60,500 on Bitcoin. That is significant because we're currently sitting at 57, just under 57.5, right? So we're talking about $3,000 of upside on a roughly $60,000 asset, right? So 3,000 on 60,000 is about 5% roughly, right? So that's a roughly 5% move to the upside, and this is suggesting that it's going to happen in like one day. So pretty interesting stuff there. Is it going to happen? Are we going to get a 5% move to the upside in one day? I wouldn't bet my house on it. But these kinds of bull flags have a pretty high probability of hitting their price targets. Now, I don't know that it's going to hit it in this time frame, but I wouldn't be shocked to see us get up to that $60,000 range, over the next week or so. I think one day, hey, Bitcoin does move pretty crazy, so who knows, right? It could absolutely rip to 60,000 over the next day or so, and it wouldn't even be that strange of a move. That would be totally normal for Bitcoin, right? I'm just not going to bet the farm on it. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it did head that way over the next week or so. Now, why am I zooming out? Because I have another pattern to show you guys that's even more bullish than that one. All right, do you guys see it yet? Any long-term followers of the channel see what's going on here? Let me give you a hint. Let me draw one line, give you a little hint. What do we got here? Does that help? Maybe if I get rid of the bull flag, that'll help. If that's confusing anyone? All right. Now what do we see? This, my friends, is a shoulder upside down, so inverted. This is a head, and this is a shoulder. And then we have broken out above the neckline, and we're currently retracing potentially to the neckline. Then you test it, bounce off of it, and break to the upside for sweet, sweet gains. That is an inverted head and shoulders, and this is the pattern that I already posted to TradingView. So feel free to check that out if you want, but I'm going to do it in this video again anyway, just to show you guys. So this is the idea of an inverted head and shoulders. It's another bullish pattern. It suggests we are heading to the upside on Bitcoin over the short term. So maybe a couple days to a week. And it's got a higher price projection than that bull flag that I just showed you. So I'm going to clear off this this yellow squiggly line. That was just to give you guys a rough idea of how it plays out. Now I'm going to give you an exact measurement, or maybe not exact, maybe not to the penny, but at least a lot better than what I was just drawing out for you. So how do we get a price target from a head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulders? You take the head, the tip of the head, measure it to the neckline, and you, however, whatever distance that is, whatever price change that is, you add that to the neckline. From wherever you test the neckline and then break out from there, you add it to there and you get your price target. Okay, so go over here. We're going to grab our price range tool, start at the bottom of the head, measure up to the neckline. We get a move of about $6,270, massive move. So I'm going to grab that, copy it, paste it. Nope, that is not what I copied. That is the line from the bull flag. So I'm going to copy the price range. There we go. Got a nice accurate copy this time. We're going to move it to wherever we think we retest and then head up from. Okay, so if we think we come down here, touch the neckline, and then head up from there, we move our price range to sit wherever we think we're going to touch that line, right? So we start it here, and then we head to the upside from there. We get a price target on Bitcoin of $62,800. That is significantly more bullish than the bull flag, right? The bull flag was targeting 60,500 over a shorter time frame, right? That one's targeting maybe a day. I said, to be a little conservative, it might take as long as a week, but it shouldn't take a week. The bull flag is suggesting it's going to take a day. So this is suggesting, a few days to a week, we could be at 62,000. Isn't that crazy, guys? That would be pretty nice. So we're talking about $5,000 of upside on Bitcoin based on this head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulders pattern anyway. So wanted to show you guys those patterns. Now, Bitcoin is extremely risky. It moves up and down a lot. So take all of this information, consider, all the information here, and please know that I am not a financial advisor. Right, this is just my opinion for entertainment purposes only. I do make trades based on these patterns, and we have done well in the past. Lately, over the last month or two, it's been a little rough in the market, so we have not done as well. But long-term subscribers of this channel know that we had a very good fourth quarter of 2020, and we were shaping up to have a good first quarter 2021 until it got a little choppy here over the last month or so. Anyway. What I'm getting at is don't make your trades based off of the information in this video only. Make sure you're doing your own research, doing your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, so I'm just putting this information out there to let you guys know what I'm seeing so that you can go out there and look further into it and make your own investment decisions based off of your own research. This is for a trade. Anyway, this isn't information to make an investment on, for me anyway, right? This is for a trade. And likewise for any of the other videos that I make out there where I'm talking about short-term patterns, I'm not suggesting an investment in that stock or cryptocurrency. I'm 9 times out of 10 when I make these videos, I'm suggesting, at least for myself, a short-term trade. Okay, I'm not saying go out and hold that asset long term. And make sure you're also putting stop losses on these trades so that if the bottom does fall out, like what's been happening with small cap stocks over the last month or two, that you get stopped out of these trades and you don't lose even more money when we just continue to go down and that trade pattern, that chart pattern breaks down and it's no longer a valid trade anymore. So that's one way to mitigate your risk. The other way to mitigate your risk is to take smaller positions in your portfolio on each one of these trade setups. I see comments from people sometimes saying, the fuel cell is 70% of my portfolio, or CleanSpark is 90% of my portfolio. I'm like, man, that kills me when I read stuff like that, because if one of those stocks, if the one stock that you have all your money in tanks, you just lost your whole portfolio. You got to diversify the risk. Diversify across a bunch of different positions. Don't, trade your whole portfolio in one stock or in one cryptocurrency, because if that one trade goes south, you're risking your entire portfolio on it. So lots of different ways to mitigate risk out there. I'll make a whole video on all the different ways that you can mitigate risk. It's been on my list to do for a while, so I will get around to doing that. I just want to throw that out there every once in a while in these videos because it's important, guys. It really is important. That's how you are going to stay in the game and make money in the long term is mitigating risk. Okay, so that's what I've got for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Helps me out. Channel's not been doing too great lately, I think because the stock market's been down. I'm not quite sure, but it seems like when the stock market is down, the channel doesn't do well. When the stock market is up, the channel does well. So that's what I'm starting to figure out anyway. But hit that like button. It helps me out. Supposedly helps the YouTube algorithm. Not too sure, but that's what they say. And if you're not a subscriber and you have stuck around this long, hit that subscribe button, because there's something in this video that you like to have stuck around this long, right? So I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button so you can continue to see more videos like this. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.